Hello everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my YouTube channel for another video. Today is a special one. Heffy Doodle and Newton's Nook Designs are collaborating for a blog hop, and I'll talk more about it as we go, but let's jump into what we are going to be using today. I've got the Llamazing Llamas stamps and dies. Those are from Heffy Doodle. You've seen me use those before if you've been to my channel. I just love these darling little llamas. They're perfect, and I have the matching dies. I also have the tag along dies. I'm going to use this bottom one. We're going to make some Christmas gift tags. I did pull out the Wanna Build a Snowman because I thought I'd use the hats, but it turns out I'm not going to use those. I have the Chevron Fun Stencil by Heffy Doodle. That's going to go perfect. We also have some alcohol marker friendly cardstock by Heffy Doodle, and then the Newton's Nook Design stamp that I decided to use was the Christmas cocktails. And I thought I had the Christmas cocktail die, but turns out that's not the right die, so we won't be using that. I went ahead and die cut out of some watercolor cardstock a couple of tags, and I'm going to pull in my Chevron stencil. We're going to stick that right over the top, and I'm going to use some Twisted Citron Distress Spray Stain. I'll clean off my stencil, and I'll put a couple more of these tags inside my makeshift splatter box, and this time we're going to use some Festive Berries. It's a beautiful red, and I like that I don't have like a perfectly even mix of the color all over. You've got some whiter spots, some darker spots. I just love that variation you can get. I'm going to heat set that, and then we'll be ready to stamp out our images. So I'm going to stamp all those using some ink on 3 blackout ink on that alcohol marker friendly cardstock. We're going to do some stippling for our llamas. I just can't help but do stippling, which is basically just holding that Copic marker up and down and pouncing to get little dots, and you want various sizes. And I'm going to use a lighter color, and then we've got our darker color here. I think I used some E42 for my first color and some E55 for my second color. And I'm going to do that same thing for all of my llamas. Then we're going to go ahead and bring in a couple of different reds. I've got some R24 for our a couple of the scarves, and then we're going to go ahead and color all the other pieces that I wanted to be red. But as I said, this is a part of a blog hop. So I'm going to have my blog linked down below. There are prizes to be won, so you're definitely going to want to go check that out. So head down to my description box, open that up, you'll see my blog link, and then head on over there, and that way you can hop along and get all kinds of fun inspiration. I love it when companies do collaborations because it just gives us more opportunities for us to be able to use our products together, and I love doing that. All right, so then we brought in some R46, that's our darker red, and I'm going to come through with that R24, and I am going to blend that out just a little bit. And then for our greens, I've got some YG01. You'll notice that I did 3 scarves, and I actually did a total of 5 tags. I'm only going to make 4 because one of my llamas in the die cutting process didn't make it. So we're going to make 4. It ends up working out fine. It's a nice, fun, even number, and I'll save the other tag for another day. But our darker color is our YG25. So I'm going through the different drinks and deciding which ones I want to be this green color. Margarita, of course, right? That green color. And then we'll do our limes and our mint for our mojito, that same color, along with the leaves of our holly berries. I just think this is so clever to do up these little drinks this way. And then once again with that YG25. And then I'll bring it in on this other drink. I'm not sure what this drink is. It could be eggnog. And I'm going to do that on the tree. I don't color it like eggnog though, I think. And that might be the other reason why I decided I didn't want to use this image. So I bring in some YR27 and some E99. But yeah, I think this was supposed to be eggnog. And then for the little like old-fashioned glass, we're going to do the same thing and use those same 2 colors on that one. Just trying to avoid that upper ice cube that's sticking out. And then I'll add that E99 to those darker edges. For our mojito, we're using BG70. I'll bring in the matching dies that I do have, and I'll stick those over the top of all of our llamas, and we'll run this through our die cutting machine. And then I'll fussy cut out our little drinks, our little cocktails. And then we are going to adhere some scarves to our little llamas, and we'll pair those up with the tags they're going to go with. My sentiments are going to be stamped onto a piece of black cardstock. I used a magic powder bag, inked up my sentiments with some juicy embossing ink by Ink on 3, and then covered that with some alabaster embossing powder. I'm going to heat set that till those are smooth and melted, and you'll know that it is because it'll go from a matte finish to a shiny finish. And then when that cools down, I'll wipe away the magic powder bag residue, and we can trim down our sentiments to get those ready to be put on our tags. And I'm going to do them all basically the same, just nice cute little rectangles for all 4 of our sentiments. And then we'll adhere those down to each of those prospective tags. The sentiments are so clever. Have yourself a merry little cocktail. You've got gin go all the way, mojito ho ho ho, and mistletoe and margaritas. Then I'm going to cut out 4 pieces of twine. And for each piece of twine, we're going to attach to a tag. I'm going to fold those in half, run that through the little hole, and then just kind of combine those. And we'll make a knot at the top. And we'll do that for all 4 of our tags as well. So one more time, just fold it in half, stick it through the hole, pop that through the center, and then tie a little knot. And I couldn't just stop there, so I do bring in some Nuvo drops. That first one is Morning Dew. It's a nice clear drop, and I figured that would be good to go over the top of each of our drinks to give them a wet look. It's a little cloudy right now, but when it dries, it will dry clear, and it'll just give it that fun extra touch. You wouldn't have to do this, but you know, why not? Why not take it the step further? So I did. This one kind of blew up over that, even though I tested it first. My drops are a few years old, and so I'm thinking they're coming to the end of their lifespan, which is a little bit sad, but that is a reminder to use your things. So they're getting a little bit harder to squeeze out, and I notice it big time with my bottle green and my autumn red. But again, I've had these for a few years, so it's not like they've sat there for like 6 months and they're already starting to dry out or anything like that. They're just a little harder to get through the bottle. All right, so once we're done with all of the clear drops, those Morning Dew drops, I'm going to bring in some bottle green for our red tags. And I'll check them first on a piece of scratch paper that's by the garbage. And then I'll put some little dots down and swirl them so that way they're a little less pointy at the top. And then we'll use our red ones for our green tags so that way those will pop a little more. Again, it's just sometimes the little details. And the red ones, like I said, those ones are having a time. But it works. I like it. They're pretty. And I'm so happy with how these tags turned out. So like I said, again, it's part of a blog hop. So head down to my description box. Go check out all the fun things that everybody has made from the different design teams. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. And definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.